What's your name?
Teresa.
And where are you from?
I'm actually originally from Mississippi.
And you currently live here in Texas, though.
Yes.
How long have you lived here in Texas?
I've lived here probably, gosh, 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So what is your rig? What are you camping in?
We just purchased a Winnebago Aspect 30J. It's a 2016.
And it's beautiful. It is absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
So are you a full-timer?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
So you plan on being full-time?
Right. I'm retiring in 18 months, and we plan to full-time once I retire.
Very cool. And 18 months will creep fast.
I hope so.
It'll go really
Ready.
fast. So what in the world inspired you to want to be a full-time RVer?
Well, I've always loved travel, and I like seeing new things, meeting new people, experiencing new things, and the more I researched travel, the most economical and the thing that made the most sense for us was an RV, because it's like we have our home every night, but then every day or every week or whenever we decide to change spots, we have a new experience as well. So that's kind of how we got to the RV thing.
So before you looked into this, did you know that people actually lived full-time in their RVs?
I kind of thought there might be a few people here and there, but I never knew quite so many people did it till I got to researching, and then I realized there's thousands of people doing the same thing.
So do you guys plan on being stationary or mobile most of the time?
Probably mobile most of the time. I'm sure there'll be a spot here and there that we see and like really a lot, so we'll stop for a week or two or a month or two, whatever. That's the great thing, I guess, about it, is that we dictate when and where and how we go. So
exactly, a huge perk to full-timing.
Right.
So you own a house though right now.
We do.
And you are currently employed.
Yes.
And your spouse is not.
She's retired.
She's retired. Which is awesome for her, because she's already on the right path. So what kind of prepping have you done to prepare for your house to go?
Oh, wow. Already I've got a list of what goes, what we've made a deal, because Monica's never done a lot of traveling. So the deal is that we're going to store some basic essentials of life in a storage for 1 year. And after 1 year, we love the RV lifestyle. We're gonna sell that and continue as well. But right now I've prepped by sorting. We are starting room by room and sorting what goes to family or friends, what goes to storage, or what is gonna be sold. So we're slowly, hacking away at it room by room, so.
Excellent plan. Seriously, excellent plan. I had heard so many people put stuff in storage and just leave it there for years. But the 1 year storage plan, excellent idea. Very good idea. So what are some things that you've done to prepare to become full-time?
Well, of course, purchased the RV first off, and joined a couple of RV clubs just to get, so we can start going pretty regular. At least once a month we've planned between now and the time I retire to take, weekend trips or extended weekend trips. Let's see, what else have I, of course, mentally, it's a mental thing. We've prepped Monica's parents already because they think we're absolutely crazy. So it was a slow process of introducing them to the idea of we're going to be selling everything and buying an RV and getting on the road and traveling. And they're like, you've lost your mind or whatever. So we've done that, and, gosh, other than sorting and selling and...
Have you done online video searches and
Yes.
online things like that? Join any cool Facebook groups?
I have joined some Facebook groups, of course, watched lots of YouTube videos of full-timers, and that's where I learned there were so many. One person tells you about someone else who tells you about someone else, and then just ended up, I'm subscribed to probably 10 or 12 full-time RV people. So,
have you learned a lot just from watching those?
Oh my gosh, yes. I didn't know there was so much to know about RVs, and I probably could sell RVs now. I know so much about them. Mm-hmm. But I've learned about the lifestyle. I've learned about the different little things that can go wrong with the RVs, or things that you always need to keep on your RV in case of emergencies. But yes, lots and lots of information, lots and lots of research.
Very, very good idea. Have you thought about if something goes wrong in your RV, what you're gonna do about that?
Right.
Like, because we've had our fridge breakdown. Since we've been in Texas, we've had 3 flat tires.
Wow.
So we're memberships of all this stuff, and like here we have the repair shop. But are you guys pretty handy?
Yes, actually both are. My dad was a mechanic, so I grew up in a shop, so I know a little bit about engine work, and I, of course, can change a tire and do the basics like that. And Monica also is very handy. But we have bought, like the first year, we have free roadside assistance with our new RV. But after that, I've got plans to join, at least have roadside assistance for a major issue on the highway, because Lord knows you don't want to be out in the middle of somewhere you'd never been before and break down, don't know who to call. So we do have plans for that. But we will also have a toolkit on board. We've already got a list of what we need and have already got plans to get that stocked up, and we'll have it with us at all times.
So how long have you guys been RVers? Just like camping in RVs.
Camping in RVs, probably. Monica's been doing it a little longer than me. I actually did some quite a few years when I was a teenager with my dad. He kind of did a version of work camping back in the 70s. My dad was, like I said, a mechanic, and he was an avid fisherman. So we would follow fishing seasons and go to different places, and we lived in RVs when we did that. And then Monica's been doing it for years, and then she and I together have probably been doing it for probably about 10 years, off and on. Just a vacation or 2 a year, not a whole lot, but enough to be familiar with them.
That's some good experience you guys have under your belt then. What kind of rigs have you guys owned? Because right now you're in a Class C, a beautiful Class C.
Before it was just a small little, I don't remember what it was even called. It was just like a little 20-foot pull behind bumper pull. I don't remember the brand of it because it was hers, not mine so much, but it was just a little older 20-foot little camper, and it had a bed, a tiny shower you couldn't hardly fit in, and a toilet and sink, and that was it. There was not like a kitchen, and I think it had like a little college dorm room refrigerator.
Oh, was it a pop-up?
No, it wasn't a pop-up. But it was really old. It was probably from the early 70s. I mean, the camper was old when she and I met, so, and they had bought it used. She had bought it used and remodeled it and stuff, so
very
it
cool.
was old.
So you guys definitely, that was your very last RV from this one?
Yes.
Wow, what a serious upgrade.
And that's been many years ago. That's probably been 12, 13 years ago.
Wow, that's really cool. Does anything make you second think wanting to do this lifestyle, or anything make you nervous?
A little bit. Every once in a while I get like a bout of anxiety about it, thinking, okay, have I made a mistake? Is this not the right thing to do? But then I stop and I think, I don't want to sit in one spot the rest of my life, and I don't want to die. When I die, I don't want to have regrets about, oh, I didn't do this or I didn't do that, and I really wished I had. So, and there's just so much that I haven't seen and done yet. So that's the experience of life, because material things don't mean a lot to me, and they never really have. And experience is what it's all about. Living life, meeting people, doing things.
I can totally agree with you there. So how long so far have you guys been planning? Because you said you have 18 more months until you retire, but how long have you guys been planning this? We
went to an RV show 2 years ago, and because we kind of talked about it a little bit, and we were just really joking around one day and said, oh, we should sell everything and go get in an RV. So we went to an RV show and looked, and they were just so nice and beautiful now. Their models have changed so much. Like I said, I hadn't been in a newer RV in years and years and years. So the more we looked, and the more we kind of toyed with the idea, and we, like I said, we love to travel, and we have 3 small dogs, and the cost of our last vacation a year ago to go for 1 week without, just to board our dogs was over $500. Then, of course, you count the plane ticket and the hotel rooms, so we probably spent well over $3,000 for 1 week of vacation. So I looked at her and I said, we've been talking about the RV. Let's go again to the RV show and just look. And then in about a year, about 6 months before I retire, we should think about purchasing. So of course you go to the shows, you get hooked into the best show deals and all that kind of stuff. So we ended up with an RV already. So we're just going to enjoy the next, we're planning actually in 6 months to sell our home and live in the RV my last year of work. So we'll see how, and I told her, I said, if we can make it for a year in one spot, then, I think we can do many years on the road.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's a great idea. I didn't know you were planning on selling your home so soon.
Yeah. Well, we've kind of decided the market's still kind of good here in Dallas, so let's get rid of it.
Wow. So do you guys plan on actually launching and being full-time right after your retirement?
Right after I retire, yeah. The day I walk out of my office, we'll probably pack up the RV and the next morning pull off.
Wow. So what are some places that you guys would like to see?
Oh gosh, neither one of us have ever been to the Northwest, like Washington or Oregon. Of course, not seen Idaho or Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas. We haven't been that north belt of the United States. We've been to Wisconsin and Illinois and, kind of like through the midsection. But then, of course, the Northeast. Pretty much we've seen the South straight across and most of the Midwest, but we're probably going to make our first trip since I'm retiring in the spring. We'll probably head to the Northwest to start.
Seriously, some of the most beautiful parts of the country I've ever been to.
Yeah, that's what everyone says, that Portland, Oregon and Washington are just beautiful.
So what are some places that you guys have been to in your RV? Not even this one, just the one before. Is it mostly around the area?
Yeah, just around the area. To the local lakes and state parks and stuff. Yeah.
Got ya. So what kind of memberships do you have? Because you had mentioned that you had already gotten some.
I belong already to Escapees and then Good Sam.
Are you planning on getting your mail service through Escapees after this?
Yes. That'll be that's our primary plan, because we don't have enough family that live close that they would be willing to collect mail and send it. So just gonna have Escapee do it. It sounds like they do a good job since they've been doing it so long.
So speaking of family, what does your guys' family think of this? I know you already mentioned her parents, but all together, what's the collective idea of you guys doing this?
I have 2 sons, and they think it's absolutely wonderful because they, of course, are kind of like me. They live life, just grab the tiger by the tail and go with it. Monica's family is a little more traditional. I don't have parents anymore. They're both deceased, so I just have my 2 boys, and I've talked to them, and they think, good, Mom, great, that's wonderful. Can we go too? But Monica's parents think we're crazy. Her brothers and sisters are kind of split on it. She has 5 siblings, so a few of them think that we're doing something really risky but fun, and then a couple of them are like, y'all are crazy for sure. But all in all, I think they've come to accept that we're going to do it, and they know we're both adventurous and that we'll do okay with it.
So what do your guys' friends, your coworkers, what do your coworkers think? Do they know?
They do. I've talked to most of them about it, and they actually think it's great. They think it's a wild, risky idea, but they think that I'm jumping out on a limb that they weren't willing to jump out on, but they think it's great, or so they're telling me.
For sure. Do you have any advice for others who are slowly taking these steps like you are, for things that they can prepare for? I know that you had mentioned that you guys bought this new RV, and the sewer hose was actually kind of a piece.
Yeah, it's not worth it. So first of all, do lots of research. Do researches on your types of RVs, look at types of RVs, do research on models and brands, especially if you're buying used, because sometimes you'll find that some models and brands hold up over the years much better than others. And also do research on your supplies that you need. Like you said, a sewer hose, water hoses. There's little things that you never think of until you do the research. The clear, sewer thing that you can see all the sewer coming out. That was something I never knew about. Water hoses, the tire chalks. the leveling thing, you know, I had a scary leveling situation. Don't have a lot of fear, but that just scared me last night when the tires lifted up
and
off the ground.
She's referring to this, guys. Which I asked her about as soon as I walked up, because I hadn't seen this in person before, only pictures. But that is what your RV does when you level.
It's an automatic leveling system, and when we push the button to automatically level, it does one leg at a time. And then, of course, it gave us a warning. You're on what did it say? Extended slope or extreme slope, which to me, this is not extreme. It's barely a slope, but it was enough that the leveling system kicked the front tires off, and I'm like, oh no, we're gonna fall. But of course,
so that was something you hadn't experienced yet.
Right. So it was something new, and I'll get used to it. But I did buy some safety things. I'll order today, so they should be in next week.
So do your homework.
Do your homework. Lots of homework. Lots of reading. Lots of watching YouTube. Lots of researching the websites. There's hundreds of websites for RVers out there.
I agree. Thank you so much for your time. I totally appreciate this, and I'm so happy I got to meet you and your beautiful RV and your lovely children inside. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.